Do you want to predictably get as many loyal, high-paying clients as you possibly can handle? In this video, I'm going to show you how I generated $332,000 from one single ad that took me only 5 minutes to record, and how you possibly can do the same. So if you're serious about scaling your online coaching or consulting business, then you can literally just steal this framework. So ditch the hopes and prayers, because this will not only scale your business, but it will also make you generational wealth. And I've generated $5 million for my clients using this framework, and I built a six-figure business myself. The online business world has changed. You also need to adapt, or you'll get left behind. Ads are not magical, and it will certainly not save your business. You can't just get attention and print money like it was a selling machine that never sleeps. Instead, you really want to leverage paid ads so it works with you and not against you. People buy from people, and they buy from you because they like, know, and trust you. So you want to create paid ads and scale your business using human psychology so that people can actually resonate with you without using guarantees, high income claims, or fake promises, but actually because you're trustworthy and transparent, and that's exactly what people want. I've generated multiple seven figures with ads that taps into human psychology, into our deepest needs that are so deep that we don't even tell the spouse, the wife, or even the husband, because we want to touch people very deep. Ultimately, we want them to resonate so much with the ad that they go from "I'm just looking and I'm not interested" to literally saying "shut up and take my money." So if you're tired of being stuck in your business and you really want to scale to the next level, then like and subscribe so I know that you're serious about actually wanting to scale your business and you're here to build a sustainable business that you don't grow to hate. And by the way, you might want to implement these strategies before your competitors does it, because these has just made me $332,000 for my clients. So I'm pretty sure that they can also work for you. Here's how I generated $332,000 from one single ad. Before I show you the exact framework and how you can actually create incredible ads and how I generated more than 300K from one ad, I'm going to give you the numbers so you know exactly what happened. So actually, in that time frame, we spent, me and my team, $24,000 in ads. The ad type we wanted to use is actually profile visit ad, because these are the best ones if you want to grow your personal brand and build a digital ecosystem. In the actual 7-8 months of running it, we gained 8,611 followers. And now you probably think, okay, that's not many. But it's very important for me to say that the reason why we only got 8,000 followers is because we don't go viral and we target qualified followers. So the followers that we get into the ecosystem is not everyone. It's problem-aware people and someone that is resonating with the ad. And if you wanted to go viral, we can probably get hundreds of thousands of people to follow the client that actually generated 300K. But we wanted to target specific people with a specific problem, and those people wanted a specific solution. So that's why we only got 8,600, but it's actually predictable followers that we got. And from these followers, we booked 476 meetings from the followers, which is pretty okay. That is sales calls that we actually booked. That got us $332,000, which is a return on ad spend in the front end of 13.5. But not to mention the lifetime value and all the renewals, we'll probably have a return on ad spend over the lifetime that is more than 30. But this is only for front-end ROAS, the money that we made from the sales calls, and that was 13.5, which is pretty good. So in context, other funnels like VSLs or landing page funnels, lead magnets, they typically get like a ROAS of like 2, 4, 5. So we almost got like 5 times as much. So that is really, really good. But before you want to run ads and before you can actually run profitable ads, there's something you need to understand here. First of all, you need to understand your dream buyer. Who is it that we want to help? Because we cannot speak to everyone. We must speak to a specific target audience, a specific market with, um, yeah, having a valuable offer that the market truly wants. You want to find something that the market is extremely craving. And that solution needs to be a transformation, so you can actually help people go from A to B. That is very important. People buy a transformation, not coaching. And they buy you as a person to deliver the transformation. But before you can actually know exactly how to scale your business, you need to know the numbers in your business. We need to know exactly how much money it's going to cost us to acquire a client, because then we can just add up the numbers. If it costs you $500 to acquire a customer, well, if you actually spend $5,000, then you get 10 clients. And let's say that a client is worth $10,000. Well, that's 100K, and you only spend 5K collecting them. So the more you know your numbers, the more predictable your business will become. So very, very important to know all the numbers, how much money you spend on getting a client, the conversion rate, lifetime value, return on ad spend, client success rate, conversion rate from marketing, all these things. And of course, also how much money you spend on marketing, how many followers that you get, all these things. So it's very important that you know your numbers. Then, of course, we need to understand that ads is basically just traffic. So we want to optimize the landing page, the end destination, where we send all the traffic to, and that is the Instagram profile. So your Instagram profile needs to be looking really good. So a lot of social proof, a lot of value, a lot of trust, and of course, combine it with your personality, who you are as a person, your values, and your philosophy, because then people can actually get a chance to resonate with you. And we want to maximize the organic engine before we go into ads, which means that you need to have great organic content on your Instagram profile, stories as well, provide value, Q&As, polls, just lifestyle content as well, so people can know exactly who you are as a person, because people buy from people that they know, like, and trust, but also believe can get them the best results. So we need to have a very good Instagram profile. That's exactly where people decide if they want to follow you or if it's just a waste of time. So what you also want to be doing before you run ads is have a setter. That's an appointment setter who reaches out to people, start conversations, nurtures people, qualifies them, and actually see where people are on their journey. If you can help them and they have a problem, the setter books them in on a call. So that's very, very important. Then you have tracking systems, so that you can actually track the progress and identify, okay, are we actually profitable, or do we need to change something? And then in order to actually get enough followers, I would recommend that you do minimum 1,500 in ad spend. But if you actually have a very healthy ROAS, you're going to make a lot of money from that. And when I say digital ecosystem, I truly mean it. So you want to be using short form content, especially Instagram. That is perfect for short form content. And then you want to combine it with long form content, and that is YouTube, because it takes a long time to build trust and authority in this world. There's never been more digital noise nowadays, and people are tired of guarantees and fake promises. So you want to build trust by being honest and transparent, and you do that with YouTube, and you also do that with Instagram, sharing your story. Once you combine that, this is where you have the digital ecosystem. Because the digital ecosystem is basically where you have Instagram as the main driver. And of course, that is going to go into YouTube. You can also have Instagram to podcast, YouTube to paid ads, Instagram paid ads to Instagram. So it goes round and round, but it also goes from referrals to podcasts. So people just spend a lot of time with you. With this digital ecosystem, you have the perfect setup where people can spend a lot of time understanding who you are, what you stand for, and actually give them an opportunity to build trust with you. And that is why it's so good, because we simply want to use the organic content to feed the paid ads. What I mean by that is that in your organic content, which is podcast, YouTube, Instagram, we want to have no call to actions. If you want to do one, you can have follow for more content, because the organic content works like a lead magnet. That's the free stuff people can consume. And then we have the paid ads, which is where we do all the selling. And the selling is basically just inviting people to follow you so they can know more exactly how about they can solve a problem. And that's how it's yin and yang. And organic is not better than paid ads, and paid ads is not better than organic content. But if you actually combine them, you can make the digital ecosystem, as we also can see here, because the paid ads also feeds into Instagram, and maybe they go from Instagram to YouTube, and then they actually go from YouTube to a podcast, and then they become a client, and then you deliver a transformation, and they bring you referrals. So everything works together, and that is why it's sustainable, and it's actually really profitable. And this is actually the ad framework. This is how I've also generated multiple seven figures for clients. But let's just take one client as an example, where I've generated $332,000. And if we actually start at the top here, so what you want to be doing, ads is basically just a video. That is the ad framework. We want to create a converting piece of content. In this example, I talk about a video. You make two videos, and there are two types of ads. There's top of funnel for people who don't know you and haven't actually interacted with you before. And then there's retargeting for people who have not taken action. They get another ad for the chance to take action again. It's just a second chance, basically. These two ads, it could be the exact same thing. Just telling people that, basically you resonate with the goal that you mentioned. You call out the target audience. I'm going to go over the script, but basically you call them out and they will resonate with your ads. And if they do that, they will follow you. So they go into your Instagram page and they follow you. Now they have three choices. Either they follow you, or they send you an inbound DM, because you have in your bio, send me a DM for more info. And if they want more info, they can send you a DM. Or they just engage with your content, but they have not really followed you yet. So this is where you want to use the retargeting to engage with those people again, so they actually follow you. And once they follow you, you start conversations to connect, nurture, but also qualify the person. Not everyone is ready to work with you. And the difference between this system and a VSL ad is that if you don't want to take action, you're just burning the lead forever. We don't do that here. So we start conversations. If they're not ready to take action, it's okay, because then we can just send them some more value. And then maybe in 5 months, they're ready to work with you. Perfect. But you want to nurture people, reach out to people, follow up with people, make sure they have a good time, deliver value, and establish trust, and establish a true, honest connection with the people that follow you. I don't call them leads, because leads is just very robotic. I usually just, treat them as human beings, because they're your potential clients. They want to follow you because they like what you do. So we want to treat them as human beings, build connections and relationships. And eventually, when they're ready to work with you, you book them in on a call, and then you actually go for the sale. So that's how the framework is. For the first piece of content where people resonate with it, they follow you, you start the conversation, you book them in on a call, and then you make the sale. So here's actually the ad script that we used to make 332K. First of all, what you want to be doing is that you want to call out the target audience and the dream outcome. We want to actually have problem-aware people where, okay, I want to achieve this, and you also want to call out the problems they have. You want to do that within the first 5 seconds, really, really fast. And then within the first 15 seconds, you want to tell the call to action. So you call up the target audience, the problem, and the dream outcome they have. And then you just say, if that's you, then follow me and go through my content and just tell them briefly like what they will get out of it. The reason why you want to have a call to action in the beginning, the first 15 seconds, is that is where most people actually get the chance to see it. You can't start with a call to action. You need to start with a hook. A hypnotic hook is what I call it. Basically, where you hook people in and really get them interested. And the way you do that is by calling them out for something that they truly want, but also something that is really painful in their life. And then you tell them what to do to actually solve it, which is to follow you and go through your content. And that is where you see most people actually take action, because they get the chance to say it. If you wait till the end to actually make the first call to action, only like 5% of the people will actually get to the end. So that's why we want to have the call to action as fast as possible. And after you've given the call to action, you want to describe the current situation. What's holding them back? What consequences are there? Describe the current situation so they truly resonate with it. And now there's only missing a couple of things. People say, yeah, that sounds really good. That's me. But how can you actually help me? That is where you use the social proof. I've generated this, or I've done this. This is my own transformation, or this is how many clients that I've helped. Just placing you as the industry expert, so people know that you can truly help them. And then you finish off with a call to action again. So you have 2 call to actions in the video. That is really, really important. And just describe another alternate way to how they can actually achieve their goals. That is super, super important. So we have 2 call to actions to really let people know what they need to do if they resonate with the ad. And this is how it actually feeds the ecosystem. So you actually make the ad here, and this is where you have a clear call to action and sell the follow. You want follow, and you want people to follow you. So you do top of funnel, people have not interacted with you before, and then you do a retargeting campaign for people who have not taken action. That both goes into the ecosystem. What I usually do for top of funnel and retargeting, top of funnel could be more like overall, just get people in, and that could be your story, or it could also just be an image, or just you highlighting with this framework here. Just do this framework and basically just make a video about it, just calling out the target audience and make it really specific to your market and what they truly want. And then you're going to have a retargeting campaign about, you could include interview, you could also include your story, some social proof, just to showcase and show people that you're really good at what you do. All the people who follow you, they go into the ecosystem, but there's a reason why we can't sell them the actual meeting here, is because we need the 13-13 rule. There has never been more skepticism in this world. People are highly skeptical. There's no trust. People are, there's a lot of people who have done fake promises, crazy guarantees, which just makes people very skeptical, and that is really natural. So you want to build trust, and on average, it takes 13 hours of content every 13th month to convert a stranger into a loyal, high-paying client. AKA, it takes a long time to build trust, authority, and likelihood of achievement. And this is why you don't want to have any call to actions. You just want to nurture people to build trust. You do that with Instagram, YouTube, or podcast. If you're more like really B2B executive, you can do LinkedIn instead of Instagram, and then just do LinkedIn, YouTube, and podcast. But like 90% of the time, if you're coach or consultant, you want to do this setup: Instagram, YouTube, and podcast. And then you reach out to them with the appointment setter, or if it's yourself, and just start conversations, nurture people, have a good time, and qualify them. And if they're ready to work with you, you either book a call, but if they're not ready, you send them more value. And this is why it works so well, because if they are not ready to pay you money, you just build more trust and authority, and over time it will convert into a client. There are different seasons in business, so the seeds you plant right now cannot be harvested immediately. It needs time to be watered and nurtured, and then in a few months from now, you can harvest. It works the exact same way with this flywheel and this ecosystem. So the followers that gets in now cannot necessarily be booked in a call and got sold to. You need to warm them up a little bit and water them, nurture them. That is really, really important. And when you actually book them in on a call, you get the chance to actually make the sale. But it's very important that you don't sell, you just serve. And once you've built so much trust and authority throughout the time and really just nurtured the potential client, then it doesn't feel like you're selling them something. You're basically just serving them and giving them what they want, which means that they actually say yes. And this is where you have the philosophy where you have clients first, because happy clients give you a higher lifetime value, which is exactly what you want. People talk about return on ad spend and return on investment and revenue, but what's truly important, and that's also how this client here is the market leader, because he understands that he has a high lifetime value. And if you can have clients stay longer in your business, you can also make more money. So it's not just about the money we make from ads, but also the money we make from referrals and renewals. And that is why clients first is exactly how you can make incredible client, but also social proof. And the social proof that you get from the ads is what you can use to create better ads and actually get more people in and more qualified people in. That goes into the ecosystem. So it compounds, and actually it takes a long time to really understand this, because what you do right now is not going to give you a result immediately. It's going to take a long time. That's how the nature works. And if you try to trick it, nature laughs at you. So you need to plant the seeds with this ecosystem, and then you need to water it. And when it's time, that is where you actually harvest. So there's different seasons in the business. And that is why it takes like 90% of the time is where you actually generate 10% of the result. But the last 10% of the time is where you generate 90% of your results. So that is why it's compounding. So the more you do this, the more you feed it into the ecosystem, the more powerful it gets. Not just right now, but in a year from now, you can 100x your business if you just keep going and keep building the ecosystem. And this is actually results from July. This is Danish numbers. So we made close to 35K for one of my clients in July in cash collected. And we had 33 calls that we actually booked, and 13 of them actually got one, which means that we made a sale on 13 calls, and we lost 20 calls because we have an ultra high ticket price of more than $10,000, which means that not everyone is qualified for that. But the closing rate is 39%, which is very healthy, because we have this ecosystem. And my client came to me a year ago with a business idea. He didn't even have a business. Now he's making 30, 40, and we're close to 50K this month, because we understand the ecosystem and how it's compounding. So what you want to be doing is that build the ecosystem, use the ads, and just be consistent. And if you want to actually learn more about how you possibly can do it in your business, you can go to the description, send me a DM, and I would love to give you personal feedback on your business and where you are right now, so you can actually scale it. So yeah, go into the description, send me a DM if you need any feedback or have any questions. I would love to help you out. But other than that, I'll see you in the next video.